Welcome to this webinar where we're going to be looking at Be the Change You Want to See, Steps to Achieve Key Strategic Partner Status. I'm Peter Towers, Founder and Managing Director of ESS BIZTOOLS. Welcome. This presentation today has been made on behalf of ESS BIZTOOLS and the Boss Factor Library. Have you read the Intuit QuickBooks SMB Navigator Report 2025, which was released in September last year? It's fascinating reading, and all accountants and bookkeepers, I think, should be reading that document, those of you in public practice, of course, because it highlights what is happening within our profession, in particular, what your clients think about the services that the accounting and bookkeeping professions are providing to them. Intuit QuickBooks were the authors of the report, and they contacted 500 SMEs all over Australia and asked them to rate their accountants based on the level of services they were receiving. And what they were asking those SMEs to identify was whether the services being provided to them met the key strategic partner status. And Intuit defined the key strategic partner status as they are a key partner in our business and our go-to professional for advice, and they are extremely valuable to our business's growth and success. I think that's the sort of endorsement that we should be trying to obtain from all of our clients. How do you think your firm would stand up? Would you get 80% plus of your clients indicating that you are the key strategic partner? Because the report indicated that only 15% of the 500 firms, 75, identified that they were receiving a key strategic partner service from their clients. Only 15%. This level of recognition by SMEs is a significant variation to a survey conducted by an ex-Deloitte partner who sampled a group of accountants that he was working with, who responded that in their opinion, their clients would have given them an 80% rating for the services they provided at the highest possible level. I don't know whether he called it strategic partner level, but it was the highest possible level, he said in his report, which was published in Accountants Daily in October-November 2025. This is a difficult position for the accounting profession because it would appear that a high majority of accounting firms servicing SMEs have got it wrong. The report identifies that customers of accounting services, in other words, the people paying the fees, are not recognising that the majority of accountants are providing a key strategic partner service. What's the problem? What's caused this lack of identification that accountants are providing key services which will help SMEs to survive and thrive the very difficult trading environment that they are operating in at present? According to the Small Business Ombudsman, at least 50% of small businesses are struggling. They need help. One of the problems might be that at this stage, you're not delivering a range of advisory services that motivates clients to give their accountants a higher rating. Are you providing advisory services, which is obviously the services beyond taxation? Many of their clients and prospects that you might be talking to probably don't understand the benefits that can accrue to them by you delivering a range of business-enhancing advisory services, helping them when they're planning to start a business before they submit their resignation to their current boss, advising them before they sign a contract to buy a business, giving them an awareness that they need to talk to suppliers before they make assumptions that they're going to be automatically granted 30-day payment terms, because they might find that they have to pay cash up front to get their key supplies for their business. They need to be making inquiries before they have signed the resignation letter or signed a contract. And just because the business that they're going to purchase has enjoyed credit terms of 30 or even 35 days does not mean that that is automatically going to be transferred to a new owner, operator of that business, because unfortunately suppliers have suffered problems with a lot of SMEs not paying them on time. Compliance services delivered by accountants has grown long in the tooth and are thinly margined. Would you agree? That's a comment from Trevor Marchant, the Managing Director of the Boss Factor Library, who's our key contributor in this process. You need to be looking at starting a conversation with your clients and informing them of the type of services that you could provide, which would assist them to run their businesses better. A key component of preparation to deliver advisory services is to realise that advisory services are sold. They are not bought. You have to sell them. And you might be saying, well, hang on, we're accountants. We're not salesmen. Well, there's got to be a bit of salesman in all of us, no matter what we are. Over the years, I've prepared business plans for medical specialists because they were fearing competition, someone new coming in, and we had to work with them. And they had to do some selling of their services and promotion. And it happens to all of us. We've all got to do some promotion and selling of services. And the big problem here is that the clients don't really understand what advisory services are. So the selling process is the communication to the client as to what advisory services are. So you need to be positioning and identifying the ultimate benefit from the SME's point of view. And in the first item that Trevor Marchant's identified is from a lifestyle viewpoint. What can your client do now that they could not do before? This is once they've embraced the concept of receiving advisory services. Do they now have more time to do more of the things they want to do? And this is one of the great processes that comes out of this. Do they have more money to do those things? What are those things that your clients would like to achieve, funded out of their business operations because things are going better? They need more input than just the annual set of accounts and a tax return. They need to understand the key performance indicators in their business. They need to know that they've benchmarking their business against the top 20%, as is able to be achieved utilising the benchmarking package prepared by our other affiliate, Tax Fitness, so that they can see where they stand. Are they in the bottom rung or are they up there in that top 20%? And what are the things that need to be changed? How has their life changed as a direct result of implementing your recommended advisory services? What's your promise to them? What are you going to do for them? This is all part of the selling, that you can offer some improved services. This is what you are selling, this whole picture for your clients. So we're looking at the Boss Factor Library. For a small monthly fee, 2 of Australia's top sales training coaches who have an intimate knowledge of the accounting industry and SME businesses, because they've been coaching accountants in the art of selling for the last 25 years that I know of, because I met Trevor Marchant 25 years ago at a FMRC Andrew Geddes, David Smith workshop 25 years ago. And since then, Trevor Marchant's worked with hundreds of accounting firms all over Australia, teaching them the art of selling. So if you're wondering how some of the businesses have achieved new clients, a lot of it's to do with being able to sell. So what Trevor Marchant and his wife, Eve Dallas, are able to do is assist you to be able to sell advisory services, any component of the advisory services. They're not going to show your clients how to undertake research and development, for argument's sake. They don't practice in that area. But they will show you how to sell the benefit of the services and equip your firm to be on a selling status at all times, and show you how to attract new clients by way of quality referrals, which is part of their overall service, and create a retention strategy so that you can be confident about holding on to your best clients and, incidentally, your best team members, because advisory services is interesting and challenging work that younger accountants like getting involved in. One of the problems the accounting profession's got in Australia is that we're not retaining enough of the young accountants. They come and work in public practice for a couple of years to get their final qualifications approved, and they seem to then drift off. Obviously, the government's a big employer, and so there's competition, and that's why there's more and more outsourcing of work having to be undertaken. But offering advisory services is interesting and challenging. Many of them will look at doing that because they're helping the clients on their day-to-day problems today, looking at what's going to happen tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, not being historians of past events. The top sales training coaches, I've already mentioned, Trevor Marchant and Eve Dallas, guarantee their work that they will succeed in creating a sales culture within your business, that not only you as partners or senior managers, but your whole team, your receptionists, right through to the senior partners, will have an understanding of the selling culture that's necessary on an ongoing basis. Now, if this idea makes sense to you, and I hope it does, I'm happy for you to call Trevor and Eve. But if you log on to the ESS BIZTOOLS, well, we'll show you in a moment, because we are coordinating their marketing campaign, and we will most gladly introduce you to Trevor or Eve so that you can understand how they do it. Now, this promotion we're producing obviously also involves ESS BIZTOOLS, my company, which I've developed over the last 26 years. My background is I've been the senior partner in an accounting firm, but I also spent 12 years in the business world, and I was the chief accountant and company secretary of a listed public company. So I've seen things from both sides of things, and I think there's a lot of the attributes of how bigger businesses operate that small businesses need to have. And with today's technology and communications facilities, you can deliver a wide range of advisory services to assist your clients to survive. So the advisory services that we've developed, and we're concentrating in this presentation on our starter package, and you'll see why when I get to the end of this presentation. We've got explanatory papers, 320 of them in the starter package. In total, there's about 580 papers. But we have three main product packages in ESS BIZTOOLS. The starter package, which is ideal for accounting firms just getting started on this journey of offering advisory services, and for bookkeeping firms who are wanting to upscale their services to include some advisory services. We've got 60 different subject headings for those 320 papers. Our subscribers are able to badge those papers with their name and send them to their clients. They can charge for them if they wish, and you don't have to pay us any more money. There's flow charts to explain difficult concepts for your client to understand, particularly research and development. We have an introduction flow chart, and then we've got 11 others that follow the journey through the whole process of research and development until the tax return is lodged, in which the claim's been made for the research and development tax offset. And we've got product packages which clearly identify the services, and within them you have got forms, you've got some additional papers, you've got flow charts, you've got a video, you've got a range of material to assist you to understand. We also have team training, because this is very important. Providing advisory services is different to compliance, particularly taxation services. And we need to get your team members aware of the difference. You're working as if you are the virtual accountant for that client. You mightn't be sitting in the office all the time, but you're going to be contactable, and we want to ensure that you can supply that service. We've got client mentoring and coaching models, which will assist you to talk to different classifications of clients, different types of businesses. We've prepared short, sharp material that you can send them, which will start to convince them that your firm can supply them a wider range of services than what most of them have been traditionally used to. And that is that accountants supply taxation services. And this is one of the problems why there's a problem in getting SMEs to understand that their accountant can provide them with a wide range of advisory services. Now, you can start tomorrow from scratch, and that's going to take you quite a time to develop material, but you can access our material for a very small annual contribution, and then you will be able to use it 24/7, 365 days of the year. We have a whole package on selling a business, going to the very beginning, analysing the business, working out what could be done to it to improve. How good is its performance? What would you value it at? What changes could be made? So perhaps you enter into an agreement with your client to give specific services over the next 2 to 3 years in some cases to improve the overall performance of the business. And the multiplier effect can be quite substantial. Increase the bottom line by $100,000, and it's adding $400,000 to $500,000 in most cases to the value of that business. Your client might be very interested in that. So selling a business is an important area. One of the other packages which you've got available to you in the starter package is the fee setting for professionals. This applies to a wide range of businesses, including yours as an accountant or a bookkeeper. How do you set your charge out rates? Our system, pre-prepared spreadsheet, which you would have access to as a subscriber. You complete it for each of the team members, enter their salary, their work hours, and your client's estimate of their individual productivity. Perhaps there's some records you can check back against, but then you do it, you put in the overheads of the business, obviously the cost of the salaries, and you ask your client to give you an indication as to what profit they want to make from the business. Is it 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, whatever it is? You put that in, and the system will then calculate the charge out rates that need to be achieved based on the productivity and the hours being worked, etc., the overheads and the profit target. And at the end of the day, as long as that is maintainable, your client will have earned the targeted profit. Now, there's some things that can go wrong, of course. People leave and are not replaced. That producer of income's no longer there. Or the productivity figures are wrong, either too high or too low. So you then say to your client, well, we're going to monitor this for you every month. And if there's variations in the actual productivity and overhead costs, etc., you update the figures So at least they got the opportunity to change their charge out rates from that date onward. A bit late for the things that have already occurred, of course. So this is offering real accounting services to your clients. There are some of the other packages which we discussed 2 weeks ago in our first promotional campaign with the Boss Factor Library, as far as achieving this overall status of being the key advisor to your clients. We've got Business Plus newsletters, which is a great communication tool. Debtors management's vital, making sure that your clients have got those debtors under control and they know what they're doing. Research and development introduction. So you can sit and have a yarn to your client. It might be a tradie. You ask them if they ever do any research. They say, yeah, we understand there's some taxation benefits, but no one can tell us. We went and saw some accountants, but they're only interested in tax returns. That's the response that I get when I talk to people who ultimately come to me for research and development advice. And we got tradies business. I just talked to you about the professional service firm charge out rate. We also have a product which is very popular with our current accounting subscribers, and that's the tradies charge out rates, because a lot of them seem to just guess their charge out rates. So what's the offer? We want to encourage you to embrace the concept of advisory services, but to undertake advisory services besides our packages within ESS BIZTOOLS and our training and our monthly training packages that are part of your subscription. You will need some assistance to sell the product. So on a no obligation basis, we're honoured to invite you to consider our special package. This is the Boss Factor Library and ESS BIZTOOLS. We are confident that this will contribute to your firm's achieving, over a 12-month period, key strategic partner status from your clients. And surely that's what you want. Hopefully the target should be at least 80% of your clients would indicate that your firm is providing a key strategic partner status. There's two components to that, is you having the resources, which you can obtain by subscribing to ESS BIZTOOLS, to be able to deliver those services, and that you have the knowledge and ability, having had the training, to be able to sell those services to your clients. So 12 months access to the Boss Factor Library and the coaching mentoring program for accountants, and full details of the components are on our website, which I'll show you in a moment. The library access, which is 110 articles on a whole range of commercial matters, but it'll only take you 15 to 20 minutes to read an article, and you can send them on to your clients if you wish. It's articles about a lot of things to do with a business. That costs you $70 plus GST per month. That allows you then to access the coaching mentoring program for accountants, which is the main product, $1,200 plus GST per person, because some firms train 3-4 people to go through this so that they can have an internal sales department operating or an awareness of selling. So you can do that if you wish, but you only need to have one subscription. And if you do that, the library access and the coaching mentoring program for accountants, $1,200 plus GST per person, that you admit to that program, not per person in your firm. So don't go worrying if you've got 10 people working in your firm. It's not 10 times 1,200. It's the number of people that you nominate to Trevor Marchant and Eve Dulles who are going to participate, because there's monthly training that's built into the program that's also available. So when you subscribe to both the library and to the coaching mentoring program for accountants, ESS BIZTOOLS will give you free access to our starter package, which I've commented on components of it just a short while ago. So you end up with the library access, the coaching mentoring program for accountants, and the ESS BIZTOOLS starter package. So you're getting the resources, and Trevor Marchant and Eve Dallas are going to train you how to sell those services to your clients so that you generate the cash flow. So to activate all this, please subscribe to www.essbiztools.com.au. Click on affiliate packages, click on the Boss Factor Library and then the coaching mentoring program for accountants. Obviously pay your subscription. And when you have completed the subscription process, ESS BizTools will contact you the next day and give you access to our starter package for 12 months for no additional payment. And we would hope, of course, at the end of the 12 months that you would continue your subscription. But that's up to ESS BizTools then, of course, my team, to convince you that an ongoing subscription is a good investment from your firm. Because we want you to make a return on investment. And we will discuss those concepts with you once you are subscribing to this package. If you have any question on any aspect of the services provided by the Boss Factor Library and ESS BizTools, please don't hesitate to contact us. Send me an email, peter@essbiztools.com.au, if your question concerns the Boss Factor Library. I will certainly pass that on to Trevor and Eve, and they will respond to you. But we are coordinating this overall promotion. So ESS BizTools, we are committed to assisting accountants to develop services that accountants can then deliver to ensure that your clients are receiving advice on advisory services. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to hearing from you so that you can get started on this wonderful journey and take advantage of this special offer that we are offering to you today. Stay safe. Have a great day. Goodbye. And I look forward to hearing from you. Goodbye.